Doing good. Yeah.
All great. Great to be home.
Yes. How was your trip back home, Andre?
It was pretty chilled. I had a really good flight back home at the daytime. So yeah, was basically watching some movies.
Okay, good to hear. Okay then, let's get started. Okay, so welcome everyone at the 15th episode of Inside the Zano Verse. I actually can't believe it's already the 15th episode. It goes really fast. We do one every month, where we just go over the most important updates of the Zano project, and sometimes we have a special guest on. Also, this time in the second half of today's spaces, we'll have the guys from Freedom Dollar on the show to just talk about their project, what it is. Community can ask them some questions as well, so that'll be very exciting because they have been making a lot of noise lately. So yeah, and we're starting with a few just milestones and fun facts. As it was Zano's birthday actually last week, the 8th of May. It was the 6th birthday of Zano. We couldn't really do a lot with it because we were being quite busy with the ETHdam event, which was also during that weekend, which we'll also get into later during this episode. And Zano reached 15,500 transactions on the daily on May 4th, which is a new all-time high in daily transactions. So that's really exciting. Just shows that people are using Zano more on a day-to-day basis. So yeah, that's another very exciting update. And today we have Andre on, lead developer Andre. We have ZanoX, which is someone who's also been helping out with Zano and some side projects lately. And we have Gonzalo on, the community manager. And later on, we'll have someone from Freedom Dollar. I believe, I'm actually not sure who's going to be attending, but they will be attending from the official Freedom Dollar account. So I can imagine they like to stay anonymous a little bit because, of course, it's a bit of a sensitive project, of course. So that's just to protect themselves. So yeah, that's that. This month we also have a new community member of the month, which is ZanoX, aka Smug Plug. It's a bit of a funny name. He's the owner of ZanoX.io. You can visit it right now, and it's a swap platform. Not just a swap platform. It's like custom built for Zano specifically, and they integrated a couple cool features such as built-in Zano aliases support, Zano Companion. They even have a custom-trained AI bot that is trained specifically on Zano's documentation and Zano's white papers and research papers. So you can go to ZanoX.io and you can talk to their AI there, and it will basically have all the ins and outs on Zano for you. So it's very useful also for people that like to learn more about Zano. Can't say that it will 100% give you the correct answers. Only the real people can give you that in our chats, of course. But still, it's a very cool feature, and I've been developing and contributing to the Zano ecosystem for a while, so that's why he became the community member of the month. Well deserved, in my opinion. Then let's get into another fact, which is Edge Wallet, who integrated Zano into their wallet. Hasn't been announced yet, so it's kind of a first, although some people in the community have been talking about it already. But it's very cool. Edge Wallet is a beautiful wallet, has many users, very privacy friendly. Lately, they released a very cool feature where you have essentially like this fake PIN that you can enter, and then it opens a fake wallet for you, like a dummy wallet. So that, for example, when you get threatened in real or something, or kidnapped, you can just type this fake PIN, and then it opens your wallet with just very few money in it, which is like a decoy thing. It's a security measure, which is very smart in my opinion. They have all kinds of stuff like this, and just happy that they integrated confidential assets in Zano last week. We'll announce it next week. That's where when our co-marketing campaign starts with them. So you can expect it to be announced by then, and we'll have some exciting co-marketing things to be announced as well. But you can already use it if you install Edge Wallet today, and you can already send some Zano there and play with their wallet. And if you find any bugs, you can also report it to them or to us, so that we can fine stream this thing together. So that's very cool. Then let's get into ETHdam. Ronnie, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Cool. How are you doing?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Great. So as some people already know, because we've been talking about it on our socials, we were at ETHdam last weekend, or the weekend before, the weekend of 9, 10, and 11th of May. And it was super cool. Can you tell us a bit more about it, Ronnie?
Yes. It was from the 9th till the 11th, and I was in Amsterdam. So for us, it was like a home game. So it was a really nice event. The first one for Zano to attend, and I would say it was a really successful event. We even had a dedicated booth there, which was pretty nice to have. And also, I think we onboarded around like 70 or 75 people there, which in my opinion is pretty successful. And in order to get them excited to onboard, we gave them like $5 worth of Zano, and also some Freedom Dollar, also $5 worth of Freedom Dollar, and also a free T-shirt, obviously. So it was quite some value we gave them. And also, in order to let these people know more about Zano and all the features, we had like this introduction guide printed out, so we could tell all the people about all the features, and also give them the chance to make a little deep dive into the Zano ecosystem. So that was pretty nice. Also, we saw some familiar faces. We saw Paul from Edge Wallet. That's actually the first time where we heard that Edge Wallet actually integrated Zano as well. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna announce it somewhere upcoming weeks, officially on their own socials. We saw Vlad from the Bitcoin Takeover podcast. We already met him. I think it was in November in Mexico at the Monerotopia event. And also Aaron Day, we saw him again. So some familiar faces, but also we saw a lot of new faces. I gotta be honest, because usually Zano used to go to like events like Monerotopia, Monerocon, but ETHdam was a new event, which I think has quite a different crowd, in my opinion, which is nice to onboard new people, because I think almost everyone at Monerotopia and Monerocon already knows a little bit about Zano, but at ETHdam there were like a lot of new faces. So that was pretty nice.
Yeah, thank you, Ronnie. Yeah, I share your feelings about it. It was a great event. We talked to many. Is that you, Gonzalo? Can you maybe mute yourself? I heard someone breathing real loud. Or is it you, Ronnie?
Pretty sure I'm mute. I think this is an
maybe it was me. I don't know.
No worries. Thanks. But like you said, it was a great event, and also met quite some new people. So, and this was in Europe, of course. This was in Amsterdam. But if you happen to live in the United States or anywhere on the American continent, we have Porcupine Festival, PorcFest, coming up, which is in less than a month already. I believe it starts on 15th of June. And it's a huge freedom festival, and it's a week long, and we'll be will be representing Zano there with the Monerotopia tent. And Aaron will be there, and we'll be talking about Zano, and we'll be giving workshops and giving away some free Zano and maybe some free confidential assets like Freedom Dollar as well. And we'll have T-shirts and maybe even some Zano socks, a little special for PorcFest, and some other really cool stuff. So if you happen to live in the United States and you want to meet the Zano team or find out more, I would say come to PorcFest. And you can meet us there and learn more about Zano. So really excited about that one as well. And then there's another meetup. There's lots of events going on actually this month, which is the Zano Meetup /workshop in Lokoja, which is in Nigeria. As some of you know, the African Zano community is quite large, one of the largest local communities out there. And cool thing about them is they're really active in promoting Zano and spreading the word and actually adopting and using Zano and exciting currencies on Zano like Freedom Dollar. So it's on May 24th, and they have already got like 140 plus people attending that they know of. So maybe it will be more even. And it's a whole day where people just get onboarded to the Zano ecosystem. So Lil King, the African ambassador, told me they're gonna they have invited merchants to learn how to accept Zano at their stores. They even invited developer communities and local universities to the event as well to learn how to build on Zano. And they will be giving away some free Zano and some Freedom Dollar as well. So very, very positive for the adoption of the Zano ecosystem. And this is actually the first official like Zano specific meetup, as in like a whole day that is completely like 100% about Zano. Yeah, we'll see all about it. It's in 5 days, so I've asked Lil King to make lots of content about it, so he'll be sharing that on X and other socials as well, so we can see how that went. It's very exciting developments from Zano Africa. So yeah, talking about developments, let's get into our own developments because there are quite some developments. Andre, are you here?
Sorry. Hi. Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
Cool.
Trying.
Yeah. No worries. Can you give us an update on wallet improvements? Because you guys have been busy with wallet improvements lately. We just had a mobile wallet update. Can you tell us a little bit about that and the upcoming desktop wallet update, maybe? Yeah, just an update on those two.
Yeah, I before I start to speak about this, I just wanted to say that I was really enjoying to visit ETHdam conference, and we had a lot of meetings. We had a lot of really nice conversation. We met very different people there, and I liked to see that we had really a lot of Zano supporters being there on this conference, and we had different speakers mentioning Zano. So I really enjoyed this conference, and it's really great that we have that much of support. I actually didn't know it. It was a surprise that many people was mentioning Zano and approaching us and speaking to us. That was really great. Just 5 cents about this. Regarding the desktop development, I honestly little bit separated from this during the last month because I'm focused more on re-implementing the wrap section, and also I've been working on consensus lately, and I had to read a lot of theoretical papers, so I tried to separate myself from coding in connection to desktop wallet and the mobile wallet. And with mobile wallet, we have a developer who is actually doing most of the things pretty much independent these days. So we just give him all the directions, and he is doing improvement on himself. We likely gonna have him on the next space probably and let him speak about his job. He'll probably tell more us. So I honestly I don't have much of updates on this side. We should. Val, are you around? Are you here? Hold on, let me check. Maybe we ask Val to speak.
He's not in the spaces.
No, he's not here. As far as I know, they just about to release the new release with latest fixes and the UI improvements. I'm not sure if they finished it with remote node. I think it's been work in progress on this. They're probably gonna do it in this or next release. But it's been I know that it's been a couple of like bugs that we together found there. Something like that works under the hood. There was a problems with the synchronization, and there was a bunch of API requests from exchanges that we are getting lately. So we're trying to catch up with everything. Then we've been improving our documentation because we see apparently there is a bunch of exchanges are getting listed as now, and that they have a different approach. So they demanded to have offline signatures, which we had for many years, but none of the exchanges that we been listed never used this. So we didn't have time to implement support of offline signing when we did the Zercanum hard fork. And now part of this exchanges was suddenly saying that they need offline signing. So we were like, not we, actually Val was working on this in a pretty like emergency mode. So we needed to deliver it quickly. And there was another few minor requests to add things here and there in API. So there was a lot of small things been doing there. That's what I know. That's probably something else there, but I'm not aware. As I said, I was focused on mostly I was focused on consensus part. That's it.
Yeah. That's actually that brings me to the next topic, which is the consensus part. Because I mean, you can go ahead talk about the peer proof of stake research that you've been doing, and what's the latest news on that? I think people are very excited to hear about that.
Oh, I'm very excited to get it. That's really exciting news. It's not in news yet because we still exploring this thing. But as I was saying before on the previous spaces, that we exploring new consensus hybrid new models that is gonna fit Zana. And during this exploration, it turned out that there is a chance that we can implement pure proof of stake with Zana and get very high security guarantees that comes with a pure proof of stake, because proof of works always gives you the headache, because creation of the bonding between two different consensus is tricky, and it created a lot of problems, and we've been trying to fix this problem for a long time. And one of the problems is proof of stake multiplication over proof of work, and it's really hard to get rid of this. And during these sessions with the common prefix with the companies that we work with, during the sessions of brainstorming how we can fix this, actually it turned out that we can probably make the pure proof of stake consensus. And I was reading like a lot of theoretical works about this, different consensus models, and I created some sort of proposal how we can use this time slot models with epochs that is kind of similar to Ouroboros Prowse protocol that this team from Common Prefix are very familiar. And it's turned out that we can probably use our key image and our whole privacy model and all our cryptography, and we can fit it into this time slots epoch models. And I created like a very high level proposal of explanation what we can use, like just a high level structure, and send a common prefix. And they had as I've been told, they had an internal brainstorm session and say that it looks like it's doable. It looks like it's gonna work. So tomorrow we're gonna have another call, and we'll figure out what would be the next steps, how we're gonna approach it. And I really hope, fingers crossed, if we're gonna have this, we're gonna have really like way stronger consensus we had before. And that's going to be probably very upset news for our mining pools, especially Lucky Pool. But for Zana, for the Zana project, it's going to be a very big step in terms of reliability of our protocol. It's going to be a huge step. We're going to have a way faster confirmation time. We're probably gonna manage also how to improve our confirmation time, because we probably I still, it's on the proposal level, it's often comes that some ideas that I have or someone have may be not possible or not safe to implement. But at this moment I still believe, and I also proposed this idea, and there is nothing wrong yet with this, that we may have something that I call now ephemeral blocks, so we can actually get really quick confirmation time, like in the minutes, and then we can mark these blocks as ephemeral, so they not gonna be like wasting space and process time when you get like a lot of like thousands of confirmations. So they're gonna be working as regular blocks during the first couple of hours when it's important, but when the network got a lot of confirmations, and it's because of security guarantees that comes with a proof of stake, with a proven proof of stake scheme, you can do this because of this. So with these ephemeral blocks, we're gonna have like a very quick confirmation time, like in the minutes, and that's gonna be like a big improvements. And you can probably feel I'm overly excited about this. I'm super optimistic, and I really hope we can do it.
Ephemeral blocks sound amazing. I mean, does that have also a privacy implication? Because, I mean, with ephemeral blocks, then I guess the transaction information doesn't get stored, therefore it's more private, right?
And yes and no. That's actually one of the reasons I still think we can. What is ephemeral blocks is making is actually speeding up the process of generating blocks. And then the reason why we don't have like block in every 10 seconds is Zana, because every block validation connected with a lot of calculation, a lot of process time. And if we have a blocks in Zana every 10 seconds, the synchronization time will be taking like forever. It's going to be ages. And we cannot do this. And we cannot also introduce ephemeral blocks in the hybrid consensus or any consensus that have proof of work, because you never have this security guarantees if you have a system as hybrid, because proof of work makes some like a lot of possible attacks from the long period of time. So yeah, and in terms of privacy, it's likely going to be the same as it as with the slow blocks. We just keep the structure of the blocks the same, but this blocks itself will not be put into global outputs as a real thing after the epoch is over. I mean, it's really hard to explain now, because this new consensus comes with a new terms and new structure. They call it epochs and time slots, and it's going to be explained, of course, in the paper when we come up to this. And actually, what I hope is that it's not only going to be a technical explanation how it's going to work, but it's going to come with a formal mathematical proofs that it's secure and safe consensus. So we're not going to be hoping that this consensus won't be broken. We actually will try to have a formal proof that this consensus is secure. It cannot be broken from math perspective.
All right, that sounds awesome. And from what I get, it will be still easy to stake and for anyone to participate in consensus, right?
Absolutely, yes. That's the. Of course, we also had a quick discussion about delegation, implementing delegation as this proof of stake, and I made it very clear that we in Zana don't want to have any staking delegation for a reason, for our values that we believe to have a proof of stake in a very naturally decentralized way. So yeah, it's going to be the way it works now. The principles will be the same. Everyone have a chance to create a block. Everyone who has Zana coins, according to how much coins you have, of course, but still there is a chance for everyone to create the block. That means that it's going to be very resistant to censorship. It's going to be very decentralized due to privacy properties. Yeah, just the consensus of the dream, I would say it this way.
Yeah, I mean, especially with ephemeral blocks, I mean, it sounds like the holy grail.
Yeah, I hope it's not like a completely perfect, I think, but it's very close, and I think for a privacy coin to have something like this is going to be just great. Just in other words, we would have very close confirmation time as modern EVM network has, like Ethereum or Solana or something like this. TPS would be
Awesome.
still not as fast as Solana, but confirmation time and just basically the reliability and guarantees would be really close to
All right.
project like
Yeah,
this.
faster and stronger. Sounds good.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. So to sum it up, it basically makes Zano blockchain more secure. We can have faster block time, less confirmations needed, while maintaining same consensus values, as in no delegated staking, and there are not even any downsides to this at all. It almost sounds too good to be true.
I agree with this, but this is why I've been looking for the way to get to proof of stake for a long time. I've been saying this many times, even few years ago. I was saying that as soon as we find a way to get rid of proof of work, we will be there. And I was saying this for a reason. That's because proof of stake gives you mathematically proven guarantees of secure and sound protocol. That's because of this. But again, it's a lot of work ahead and a lot of work. First of all, it's a lot of theoretical work. We will be working with the common prefix. It's like it's too early to say we already there. It's just a direction that I really want to get there, but it's just a direction that we'll be heading there. And as soon as we have a paper about this, we'll put it on the Munify or somewhere just to see if anyone to get the reviews from other opponents and see if it's safe, and then we're gonna be making this. As other good news, implementing such a type of consensus may be actually not very hard because it's really good fit for Zana model of security model and the privacy model that we have now. The key images that we have actually making this a protocol even little bit easier than the way it works, the way described in other papers. So it's going to be even better fit, I think, hopefully.
Awesome.
Still, to give a disclaimer on this, it would still be, let's say, 1 to 2 years away before we can probably get this live on mainnet, properly tested, all of that, right?
Actually, not 2 years. No, it's gonna be no longer than 1 year. I think it's actually depends
Wow.
on how quick we develop the paper, the full paper that describe the whole process, and then to implement this whole thing will take actually a couple months, maybe 1 month. It's actually really easy and very straightforward protocol, and it's going to be not hard. And then we will see how then we will be exploring the test network. It's going to be a lot of new information because we never had a Zana network with the blocks that comes every 10 seconds. So it's going to be very new thing. We will have to figure out what the latency goes because the verifying proofs with all commitments that Zana have with their Canum proofs, it takes time. It takes like few hundred milliseconds, and this creates some latency in the network. So we'll first see if Zano network is capable to be stable on the block at average time 10 seconds, and then we will be figuring out there probably going to be needed some optimization on performance optimization or something else. It's going to be a lot of new information coming with the first test network, but my expectation is going to be actually pretty much okay. I don't think we'll hit some problems there, and if everything is okay, then it's going to be pretty long period. I think we would run the test network in this mode for a couple of months, maybe 3 months, just to make different type of stress test over the network, different type of creating like collisions, artificially creating collisions in the network and see how it's behaved, like creating splits, creating like surrounding nodes with different IP addresses and seeing how it's synchronized from the scratch. There is a lot of things that we need to explore because the protocol that we use right now in Zano consensus, I've been doing this for 10 years. I know a lot about its behavior from from all aspects, but it's going to be something new. So we will spend a lot of time playing in the test network, and then I think it's going to be so. The most optimistic estimate is 6 months, and the most skeptical estimate is like around 1 year, I would say.
Awesome. Looking forward to the papers.
Yeah. Who knew that we would yet have another update, another hard fork that might be just as exciting as the Arcanum hard fork was.
I agree.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Thank you, Andre. Very, very exciting developments there. Should we? I mean, it's time to invite the Freedom Dollar folks on the stage very soon. Let's go over a few other dev updates real quick. Anything you'd like to add here, Andre? I have here on the schedule also updates on the bridge re-implementation and on Zano Trade UI fixes, but that's more of a Pavel thing, I think.
Yeah, I have nothing to add. Pavel is busy, very busy this moment, very moment. So no, I have nothing to say about this.
I would like to highlight that last month, ZanoDApps became available on Zano Mobile. So that is really cool because it makes dApps like ZanoTrade, ZanoMetrics all accessible from mobile. And because mobile uses remote nodes, it makes it very easy for people with bad internet connection and it's just faster. So yeah, if you haven't tried, go try ZanoDApps on Zano Mobile.
Yes, 100%. So Zano Mobile now has this built-in browser, which allows mobile users to access all these dApps like Zano Trade, for example. So now it's very easy to go to Zano Trade via your Zano mobile wallet and trade some Zano for some confidential assets like Bandit, or Obscuras NFTs, or maybe some Freedom Dollar even. So yeah, that's very exciting for sure, and very useful as specifically for a lot of people who don't have the the good internet connection to download the entire blockchain, which is not ideal, of course. Okay, cool. One more thing. Confidential layer. Their TGE is today. Like an hour ago or an hour and a half, they launched their token. The token generation event of Clone and Bridge just happened, I believe. I haven't been able to follow it closely because I'm busy with this episode. Great, that's amazing. So for people who don't know what confidential layer is, it's a multi-chain bridge that allows you to bridge, for example, your Bitcoin, your Ethereum, your Solana, or anything else that is popular, and upgrade it with the security and privacy of the Zano blockchain by bridging it onto the Zano blockchain. And essentially, so you're creating a synthetic version of it, and the original asset gets locked on the native blockchain. And this happens in a decentralized, non-custodial manner via threshold signatures and shared secret, which is a mouthful, by the way. So yeah, that's very cool. Go check them out. I don't think the bridge is live yet. It's probably just a month or two out, or a couple of weeks. But it's very, very interesting to follow their developments. They also just announced their partnership with Bitcoin.com guys. I see Corbin is also listening here. He's from Bitcoin.com. Very cool to have them be involved with a confidential layer. They they certainly know when they see something that is cool and has an opportunity for them. So yeah, that's very exciting as well. So you'll be able to hold your confidential layer assets, or your confidential assets actually, in the Bitcoin.com wallet. So now, without further ado, let's invite the guys from Freedom Dollar on the stage. I see Corbin actually wants to talk. Let's invite him on stage real quick before we go to Freedom Dollar. Hey Corbin, can you hear us?
I don't think he's a speaker yet.
On my phone he is, but it's always so glitchy. X spaces.
Oh, now he is.
Hey, is this thing on?
Hey Corbin, can you hear us?
Hey guys, yeah, I was tuning in as best I could, but I did hear there was some talk on the confidential layer aspect. So happy to give some color commentary if you'd like.
Yes, please go ahead. Be my guest.
Yeah. So we're very excited at Bitcoin.com with regards to getting people the ability to bridge any type of token from one chain over to Zano. So I think for us, obviously with Bitcoin.com, the large majority of people coming to our website are looking for Bitcoin. But I think the surprising thing that most people figure out along that way is that Bitcoin's not anonymous. And despite people thinking Satoshi's anonymous and pseudo anonymity is good enough, the reality is once you've got these different governments coming in saying, hey, we want to KYC every single transaction. Like for instance, in the UK, just in the last week, they're saying as of, I can't remember if it's 2026 or 2028, they're saying that every provider, every exchange has to have this travel rule requiring every person to KYC every send and every receive, including those on-chain transactions. So it's an unrealistic ask from these governments, and I think more and more people are going to be looking for how to get private. And Zano's the only chain right now that offers that tokenization of privacy, and confidential layer is going to be the exciting opportunity that we're putting a bet in, both to support in terms of allowing our users to bridge their Bitcoin into Zano and have that asset exposure while maintaining that privacy on the Zano blockchain. But I think the other cool thing is just being able to see these stablecoins that maybe even originate on the privacy layer, but also could, in theory, bridge back onto, say, Ethereum or on some of these other chains as well, depending on how the growth of these projects go. So I for one, am like super hyped up about this whole FUSD thing. I love the ticker. I love the idea of Bitcoin inheriting the privacy of Zano, and Bitcoin.com, we now support that in the non-custodial wallet. So anyone can go set up a Zano wallet right inside the Bitcoin.com wallet. They can start receiving FUSD. Actually, if anyone wants to, first person who I come across in my feed to share a screenshot of their Zano QR, their receive QR, I'll send you over some FUSD, and we'll have some fun. But excited for the upcoming hard fork, and really just a big thank you to Andre and the rest of the team in terms of just all the exciting things they're doing on chain, and continuing to try to push the limit in terms of all the privacy aspects, keeping things decentralized. I love the idea of a no delegation proof of stake. I think that's great. I think that's a big flaw in some of the POS side of things. So it's going to be cool to see how you guys pull this all off.
Yes, thank you, Corbin. Thank you very much, and also thank you for supporting Zano in the Bitcoin.com wallet, because it's refreshing to see one of the bigger crypto wallets out there to support privacy. On the contrary of whereas most of the major wallets actually just follow whatever their government tells them to do, and not really what is good for the people. So big props to Bitcoin.com wallet for that as well. Cool. The Freedom Dollar guys, are you guys here? Are you around?
I also just want to say thank you to the Bitcoin.com team for integrating not only Zano, but Freedom Dollar and all these confidential set so quickly. It's really a powerful tool for freedom for the world. So special thank you to Bitcoin.com for doing that.
Yes, definitely. Is your it sounds like you have your microphone a bit close to your mouth. Might want to try to keep a little bit more distance from your mic, just so that the sound gets a little better. So yeah, Freedom Dollar, welcome on the episode. I'm actually very excited to talk about Freedom Dollar because you guys have been making a lot of noise lately with many listings, many integrations. Very first privacy stablecoin on Zano too, so you have that advantage. This is like the kind of the holy grail of crypto, right? Stablecoin that is private at the same time and censorship resistant. So very happy to have you guys on the show. And yeah, can you tell us a little bit about just the basics? Like, what is Freedom Dollar? Why is it important? Yeah, just the basics.
Yeah, first of all, I backed up from the microphone a bit. Do I sound better now?
Yes, it's all right.
Okay, so as you said, Freedom Dollar is the world's very first decentralized distributed privacy coin, and really exciting. And of course, that's based on top of Zano. I'm not aware of any others in the entire world that have attempted to do that before. It went live at the beginning of this month. More than 500,000 Freedom Dollars have been minted already. And we're in talks with two different entities. It looks like they're each going to mint more than $1 million more each. And I think it's just going to keep growing and growing from there because there's a real use case for this in the world. Whereas if you're using USDT or USDC or most of these other stable coins, you have zero privacy, and your coins, a lot of people don't realize this, your coins can be frozen right there on chain. If you're using USDT, they can freeze your tether right there in your wallet. Even if you have the private keys, it doesn't matter. The way the smart contract is built is they can freeze your funds. Whereas with FUSD, that is impossible to happen. Anybody looking at the blockchain, all they can see is that, hey, transaction happened. They don't even know if you were transacting in FUSD or Bandit or Zano, the native coin, or anything. So it's really a giant step forward, and we're looking forward to this bring more financial freedom to the entire world.
Yeah, and it's so exciting to see a development like this on Zano blockchain. I mean, a lot of people have been patiently waiting for someone to be the first mover with this concept. So, and what you were just talking about, just for the audience, there, if you go to freedomdollar.com, you scroll a little bit down to the bottom of the website, there's this comparison saying FUSD versus the old guard. That tells you all about the benefits that Freedom Dollar has over traditional stablecoins like USDT, USDC. So yeah, go check that out. What about demand? Like from merchants, for example? I know that, like, personally, I've had a lot of people in my DM ask, that wanted to accept Zano, but as soon as they figured out that there was going to be a privacy stablecoin on Zano, they got even more excited because it's just so much more convenient for merchants, for e-commerce businesses to accept something that is more stable. So how is the demand for Freedom Dollar? I imagine it's huge. I've seen so many listings and integrations coming up already.
Yeah, if you look at trade.zano.org, you can see that in the last 24 hours, more than $33,000 Freedom Dollars have been traded on the DEX there. Yesterday, I think that number was over $100,000 have been traded on the DEX, so that's some pretty good demand. And for any merchant that wants to start accepting FUSD or Zano today, there's a tool right now at Zano.cash that will let you accept either Zano or FUSD right there in the browser. And some friends have already submitted apps to the app stores to let you accept FUSD or Zano right there from your Android or iPhone device as well. So look for that to be approved in the app stores, hopefully by the end of this week.
And maybe just to jump in on that, we at Bitcoin.com are about to launch FUSD over on maps.bitcoin.com. So anyone can visit this section both inside the Bitcoin.com wallet app or inside any browser, and they can view all of the different locations that accept everything from Bitcoin to Ethereum to Bitcoin Cash to Zano, and very soon we're going to have FUSD on there as well. So anyone holding their privacy stablecoins, their uncensorable privacy stablecoins, are going to be able to spend that anywhere in the world, anywhere merchants are accepting it. If you're a merchant that wants to start accepting FUSD and Zano, you can add your store right to the map. Our support team, they'll human verify everything just to make sure it's legit. But as soon as that listing is online, anyone can go visit the store and spend their freedom dollars.
And if people don't have freedom dollars already, and if you don't want to sign up for a centralized exchange, the easiest way is you can do it right there from the iPhone or Android app using the Zano browser, and you head on over to trade.zano.org, and you can buy or sell Zano for FUSD right there in the app. And so that's the really neat censorship-resistant part about it, because it's being done on a DEX. Nobody can censor it. Nobody can shut it down. Nobody can block these things from happening. I've heard that at some point the Zano guys are planning to open source all the code for the DEX itself, so people can run that on other domain names as well. And as anybody that heads over to freedomdollar.com, they can see, I think close to 20 exchanges have now agreed to list both FUSD and Zano. And so we've been real busy on the business development side for that. And every single exchange that we get to list FUSD, we make sure that Zano comes along for the ride, because Zano is not only the gas for FUSD, but it's also the underlying asset that's backing FUSD. So it's really important that we're spreading both of these together in parallel. And I think it's going to be a really, really powerful combination for the world, for merchants that just want a stable coin that works and is private and can't be censored and can't be blocked. They have FUSD. If people want to speculate on the price of the entire ecosystem, they should buy some Zano, because Zano's the gas for all the transactions that will be happening with FUSD, and of course all the confidential layer, the assets that are bridged onto Zano. Zano's the gas for all of that. So the Zano network at some point is likely to become deflationary as more Zano is burnt and spent in fees per block than is emitted per block. So that should be a really, really exciting benefit of Zano for anybody that's wanting to speculate on the future of this ecosystem, because what a powerful convergence of factors coming together there with FUSD and confidential layer, of course, and then integrated to the Bitcoin.com wallet. Everybody's going to be using this all over the world to get privacy for their Bitcoin, privacy for their Ethereum, privacy for their Bitcoin Cash, and in their private stablecoin as well, FUSD. Like, how is this possibly not going to be popular? And then there's permissionless merchant tools coming out so that people can accept Zano and FUSD at their businesses in the real world, and then online ones as well. So it's really, really exciting to see that. And then how can I forget ZanoTrade.com as well? Went live recently, where people are selling everything from books to concierge services to, free Roger t-shirts, like anything and everything's available over there. So you can check out ZanoZar.com. There's too many websites popping up. ZanoTrade.com. There's somebody will figure it out and correct me. Every day I see more and more things coming online. ZanoBay.com. Thank you for that.
Yes, and it's a great moment to give a shout out to ZanoBay as well. They just launched a marketplace on Zano, and I believe they also accept, or they made Freedom Dollar one of the main currencies of ZanoBay. So that's very cool. You can buy all kinds of goods and services. There's not much listed there just yet. I believe they running a giveaway at the moment, or I'm not sure if it's ZanoBay itself or it's the guys from Zano list that are doing a giveaway where if you just offer some goods or services on the ZanoBay platform, you can have a chance to win some free Zano. So that's a nice incentive for people to offer some more goodies and stuff on the Zano marketplace. So go check that out as well. In terms of merchant adoption, Freedom Dollar, how because you're kind of reliant on Zano mainnet integrations, right? Because it's an asset on Zano. So, I mean, we've been very hard at work trying to get some payment gateways to accept Zano, and that would also allow for assets on Zano to be accepted there. Do you guys have any news on that front? I know that you guys have been very active, like yourself, on the business development front and getting Zano integrated everywhere. So I thought maybe you guys have some news on the payment gateway front as well.
Yeah, we went really hard on the exchange listings recently. We have well over 20, maybe 25-ish exchanges already have agreed to list both Zano and FUSD. Not all of them have been announced yet, but we have some real big ones that'll be announced here shortly. Next, we plan to go real hard on the wallets. We already have, as we know, Bitcoin.com, Edge Wallet, of course, the Zano.org wallet, and there's one more, KD Wallet as well, and then we're in talks with several others. I think that will have integrated both FUSD and Zano as well, and then the plan, either in parallel or immediately after that, is to go after the payment processors and get as many as we can to implement both the Zano and FUSD as well, and then we'll have a complete ecosystem where people can, do their entire financial lives in FUSD and Zano, and I think that's going to be a really, really big deal for empowering people all over the world.
One more person I see on the listener list here is Exolix, and they've been a huge partner for Bitcoin.com in terms of being able to support Zano in the swap functionality for our wallet. So for any of these other self-custody wallet apps that are looking for integrations to get from one asset into Zano or from Zano into any other asset, Exolix is a superb swap provider, and we're very eager to hopefully get them to integrate FUSD very shortly, because we'd really love to see folks being able to go from Bitcoin directly into a privacy stablecoin. I would say like the biggest pair that we have in the Bitcoin.com wallet is probably Bitcoin to USDT. Primarily, people do it right onto Ethereum, where unfortunately there's quite high gas fees at times. But worse than that, it's completely censorable, and it's not private. So I think there's going to be a huge demand for a portion of our users going from Bitcoin directly into something like FUSD. So fingers crossed, the Exolix team here on the call is listening and hopefully taking notes.
Yes, Exolix has always been a super reliant swap provider for Zano. So yeah, I would love to see them support something like Freedom Dollar as well. And this also rhymes really well with the rest that Bitcoin.com is doing, right? Like with confidential layer and stuff, with the private versions of Bitcoin and Ethereum, and then you have a privacy stablecoin. So basically, you'll have a private version of everything soon in the Bitcoin.com wallet. Alternatively to all the shitty wallets that only offer transparent blockchains.
Yeah, I think for us, it's just a big opportunity to introduce people to this exciting form of blockchain that I think a lot of folks got into crypto assuming everything was private, and then they have to go through this kind of jarring experience where, they share their address with someone to receive funds, and then realize, oh, that person can see everything I have in my wallet. Like if you're not practicing good operational security or just general kind of security, it's a big risk. I mean, you see all of these horror stories here. Like, who in their right mind would want to go to France right now? They're cutting off people's fingers. They're kidnapping people, trying to steal people's crypto. That makes it a lot. It makes it a lot harder to do that when every transaction that you're doing is private. So I don't see this as just like for people that are just trying to remain completely anonymous. It's just general good practice for security. So I think for us, it's being able to educate people that, there's not only great use cases for privacy tokens on Zano and Zano, but in addition to that, it's just like good practice to make sure that you've covered your trail while you're using on-chain activity. I mean, there's just no excuse now. The tech is there, the swap providers are there, and now with stablecoins on Zano, that's going to be a huge leap forward for just being able to let users take their Bitcoin gains or their BCH gains or their Ethereum gains and take those off the table, but just put them into a privacy stablecoin. And then when they're ready to go back into the market, when maybe the market's heating up again, they don't have to go back into the old address they were in. They can go into a fresh one, and they've now cut off all the history on their transactions. And I think the blockchain innovation aspect of things was the single greatest thing that was invented since the internet. But I think the privacy aspect of it is going to be the next big leap. And I think as more and more crypto people and normal people that aren't even the crypto autists that we all are, hanging out at 10 p.m. on, in an evening talking to other crypto nerds, it's going to become popular. And there's no doubt in my mind that people are going to be looking at new ways to get from Bitcoin and other assets into more private assets. And I think, Zano and this new FUSD, very, very optimistic that it's going to be a big home run. So I think it's going to be great for the Zano community. I think it's going to be great for anyone that's looking for stability and censorship resistance, and just that ease of use of just going from one asset to another with like a great swap provider. I think people will happily pay a small fee to do that. And just a peace of mind, not having to, you go visit the Eiffel Tower with your friends or your family. Last thing you want to do is have to look over your shoulder every minute, waiting for someone to, yoink you off the street. So, protect yourself. And this is a great tool for being able to do that, both for yourself and your families and your friends and your loved ones and merchants as well. I mean, I think that's the other big thing too. It's not just for personal operational security, but what merchant in their right mind would ever want to let anyone in the public know how much crypto they hold or how much earnings they hold? It's like anti-competitive in terms of, if you're a bakery and you're selling, I don't know, croissants and baguettes and whatever, it doesn't make any sense to be able to dox a merchant's wallet and see exactly how much revenue they're bringing in from crypto, and being able to just have that information all in the wide open. I think people need some privacy, both for protecting their business and just for protecting themselves. So these two tools, the tokens on Zano and Zano itself, I think that's going to be a big home run for people looking for just a more sane and less worrisome experience when they're dealing with crypto.
So what you're saying is that people who don't want their fingers cut off could start using the FUSD today? Is that what I heard from the CEO of Bitcoin.com?
That's exactly it. It's the ultimate FU is to just use FUSD.
Yeah, I like how you stuck to the example of French stuff with the baguettes and the croissants. But there's also so many catalysts that will push more people towards Zano and Freedom Dollar and Confidential Layer and all these privacy tools, right? With it will only get CBDCs will be a big wake up for people. People will think twice about where they want to store their assets, and also AI. I hear so many times from people saying, "Oh, but I'm fine with pseudonymity. I don't make mistakes. I won't connect my wallet to any KYC service like a centralized exchange." But they forget that there's AI, and it only requires one mistake somewhere in your future, and AI will be able to backtrack all the steps that you did. It will be able to map it all out instantly. So it only requires one mistake, and then
I think
people can find out so much about you.
The scary thing on the one mistake aspect is it's not even just you as an individual making a mistake. If you ever send or receive funds to a friend and that friend's wallet address is doxed, there's nothing stopping a third party from pinning down that friend and saying, "Who sent you this $50? Who sent you that? We want to know his name. Show me their passport. What's going on?" And you can be doxed by force by the people that you're interacting with on a decentralized ledger. So, yeah, I think just removing that ability, that alone is just a great way to just not have to worry,
Yeah. Let's get into community questions because time flies, right? We've already been in well over an hour now, so I see we got someone that requested to speak. Nurain, let me accept you on the stage. And in the meantime, Gonzalo, could you see if there's any questions appearing in the Telegram or the Discord or the Zano Matrix server? By the way, you can request to be speaker on stage, that's fine. We can invite you on the stage. Or if you're more comfortable with just asking a question in the chats, you can take one of our community chats and ask a question about Freedom Dollar there. And yeah, let's do it that way. Let's see, Nurain, I'm gonna accept you on the stage. Nurain, how are you doing? Hello, Nurain. Can you hear us?
Yeah. So, hello, everyone. Hope I'm audible.
Hey, how are
Yeah,
you doing, man? Did you have a question for Freedom Dollar?
yeah. I have a lot of questions, and I think yesterday was my first time trying Freedom Dollar. I think the experience is it's still like just me receiving my first crypto, because I think I started crypto with Bitcoin Cash, so the experience was seamless, and I think this is a very new innovation and a very beautiful one, especially coming from me in Africa. I think this is a game changer. Why I said so is because definitely I'm very sure, maybe you know, Africa, especially Nigeria, in terms of USDT volume, I don't think there's any country or nation that is doing the volumes of trade in terms of USDT than Africa in the entire crypto ecosystem. So, and literally, this is a lot has happened over the past years, you understand, with government coming through, you know, P2P traders, you know, bringing down traders, tracking them down. So I see the Freedom Dollar as a very, very good game changer. Definitely yesterday the experience was seamless, even though I think there was a little bit of, you know, hang and lag between the wallets, you know. But the experience on Zano was seamless. I think on Bitcoin.com, you know, I had to like leave the wallet to kind of sync a little bit. But I think over time, definitely, I know it's gonna be improved. So that's really, really awesome. So I feel like I will also do my own part. Let's see. In the few weeks, there's gonna be a lot of conferences in Africa, especially with stable coins. I think I will share with Corbin. Yeah, there's a conference around stable coins. Maybe the Freedom Dollar can see how they can be able to participate, so that to create more awareness around that. Because currently I think the governments are pushing CBDCs, to are pushing stable coins, you understand, especially in Nigeria, Africa. This is currently what's happening. So I think Freedom Dollar coming through, I think, will be amazing, because a lot of people would love to have a private stable coin. I think that's a lot, because businesses, for when you talk about most businesses accepting crypto, definitely most of them do accept USDT. USDT is very, very famous. So I think it's a very, very game changer. So big shout out to our boss here, Roger. I think he shared some Freedom Dollar with us yesterday, and it was amazing and it was seamless. So thank you all. And yeah, we can't wait to share this to a lot of people out there as well.
Thank you, Narain. And also one question for you. What are like the top three most used crypto platforms in Nigeria? I know probably No One's is one of them, right? There's a lot of peer-to-peer trade happening on No One's app, and Zano is getting integrated there. So that would mean that also eventually Freedom Dollar could be traded there, and that would probably be very useful in Nigeria.
Yeah, no one's is trying their best, but I think where the most volumes do happen, and where the most P2P volumes do happen. Currently, it's on Bybit, and currently Bybit, the likes of Binance are doing well in terms of volumes. I think these are the most where you see people trading millions of USDTs to Naira, back and forth, with other cryptocurrencies as well. But there are other exchanges like something like Yellow Card, which I think Bitcoin.com kind of is a partner, and a lot of other exchanges which a lot of people do use, QDAX, a lot of them. So there is a lot, but I think the most ones are those bigger exchanges. Bybit, Binance, they have the volume there. So this is where I think most of the bigger volumes do happen. But there are other applications such as Yellow Card and a lot of them that also people also use.
Hey, thank you, Narain. Thank you for that. Of course, platforms like Bybit and Binance, they are a little bit anti-privacy, but let's see.
Yeah.
Maybe
But
one day they will
but
change their mind.
Of course, but I think there are others which we off ramp, so that offers all those exchanges services. I think this can be very, easy to start with, especially targeting the African market. But I feel like the best thing is let people know. We'll definitely find ways to create more awareness. Example, there's this stablecoin conference. I think it's very, very important, even if it's virtually. Find ways to participate because okay, FUSD is a stable coin. So find ways to participate, connect with the builders that are building for that ecosystem. I think that would be like the kind of best start. Thank you.
Junirain. Okay, moving on to the next one. Gonzalo, are there any questions in one of the chats?
Not yet, but just wanted to comment on Nuray's comment that yeah, definitely. I think the places where stablecoins are the most useful are the ones where there are stricter capital controls and just people wanted to flee their devaluing currencies and governments, of course, they persecute people for that. And I think in those cases, I think the private stablecoin will be the most useful. So, I mean, definitely keep an eye in Nigeria and Brazil as well. They are cracking down on stablecoins as well. I think that's where something like Freedom USD will flourish the most. Um, so right now we don't have some questions from the committee, but I do have mine. So I've been looking into the mechanism that's making Freedom Dollar. So I just wanted to ask about so what are the parameters that are set to issue more Freedom Dollars? Because I know it started with 100K and now it's 500K Freedom US dollars. So I just want to know what's the what's the mechanism or on what is it based to mint more Freedom Dollars?
So there's automated market making bots, and the code is about to be fully open sourced for anyone to run one of these market making bots. Over on trade.zano.org, where you can buy or sell FUSD at just above or below $1. And anytime the market making bot gets low on the amount of FUSD that it has, it transfers more Zano into the publicly auditable wallet. The seed for that, or the view key rather, is there available for anybody to be able to see. It transfers more into that and then mints additional FUSD. So like anybody can see that there's always significantly more Zano back in the FUSD that's out there issued in the world. And the more people that start running the node software, the more resilient and robust the entire network will be as well. So stay tuned for that as well.
All right, awesome. Yeah, I really like that you can verify both the amount of Freedom Dollars issued and also the collateral backing. That's really cool. Right now, I think the collateral is 2.5x. So what's the ratio that Freedom Dollar is aiming for?
I think ideally it would always be better for it to be more than 2 to 1. But the way it's going to work, because Zano is the underlying collateral for all this, if ETHdam starts to become really popular, the ETHdam that's in the wallet that people paid in at, I don't know, $8.50 or whatever the current price is for Zano at the moment, at some point maybe that'll be worth $85 each or $850 each. And so the collateral ratio backing the FUSD at some point should be significantly higher as the Zano that's out there floating around in the market rise up, as people convert it to create more and more FUSD, because clearly it's a more useful cryptocurrency than something like USDT. So the higher the ratio, the better in my book, but it'll never be allowed to go lower than 1 to 1.
Awesome. All right, so if anyone has more questions for Freedom Dollars, feel free to request to speak or just send it on the general Discord and Telegram channels.
I don't see.
And I will say a little bit more as well, if I may. People that are interested in FUSD, if I'm buying it right now on trade.zano.org or on a bunch of centralized exchanges or right there inside of the mobile app from zano.org as well. And it's really it's really easy. Once you've done it the first time, it's easy after that. So please go give it a try.
Yes, ZanoList made a video on how to use ZanoTrade from the Zano mobile wallet, and it's really easy. So check it out on ZanoList on YouTube.
I don't see any questions, but I do see a comment from someone, more of a statement. He says, his name is Dorp. He says, considering the MICA stuff coming up in the European Union, it's nice to have freedom dollars as an option. Definitely, 100% true. I see we have a request from Graphify.
And if I can add to the MICA regulations there too, the more MICA regulations and UK regulations and regulations, all of those are just marketing promotional materials for Zano and for FUSD. So the more these regulations that are trying to be pushed onto the world, the more it just pushes people into wanting to use things like Zano and FUSD. So thank you for all the marketing out there to all the politicians.
Well said. Okay, Graphify. Hey, how are you doing? Can you hear us?
I think he's a speaker now.
Yes, he's a speaker now. Graphify, are you there? Oh, not sure what's up there. In the meantime, maybe he will appear later. Does anyone else have a question for Freedom Dollar? Maybe Andre or Ronnie or Corbin.
Maybe another question from me, if that's okay.
Yes.
Has Freedom Dollar ever looked at doing, I guess, like a Freedom Euro or a Freedom dirham or any other? Is there a roadmap related to expanding into other pegged type assets?
We've absolutely considered it and discussed that, and easily can do that, and launch within a day or two. But as we've seen from Tether, they have a Tether Euro, but it gets almost no traction, and they have Tether of a number of different currencies, and they get almost no traction. So at the moment, I think we'll just stick with FUSD, but in the future, that can easily change.
Yeah, it's cool to hear.
Right. Okay. Well, if no other questions are coming up, I think we should wrap it up. It's been well over an hour. But before we do that, Freedom Dollar, do you have anything you would like to add here, or maybe some links that you would like to share?
Yeah, of course, the link I want to share is freedomdollar.com. But I want to ask everybody out there that's listening and aware of this, if you are excited by the idea of a decentralized private stablecoin being out there, use it to pay for things any chance you can, and then take your other crypto or your other fiat and convert it into more freedom dollars, and then use those freedom dollars to pay for things. And that's how we can really get this economy going. And the more it grows, the more people will be willing to join it, and the bigger it gets, the more comfortable other people will feel joining. And who knows, before we know it, maybe this will be a real player in the world stage, which sounds a heck of a lot better than the CBDCs taking over, in which governments track and control and monitor and censor any transaction they don't like. And so if you want the opposite of a CBDC, FUSD is the cure for that. So if you're opposed to CBDCs, you should love FUSD. So please give it a try today, whether it's inside the Bitcoin.com wallet, the Edge wallet, the Cake wallet, or the Zano.org wallet. And I think even more wallets on the way as well. This is really the cure for CBDCs and government surveillance and control of the economy. FUSD solves this problem. So please start using it today and tell your friends and family to do the same.
Yes, 100%. I see that we actually got one more question. Zenica states, on my way swapping all my USDT to FUSD. That's the way to do it, Zenica. You're right. And then there's a question from Adam Sadiq. It's already been answered a bit earlier in today's episode, but you can always repeat it, of course. Are there any plans to integrate FUSD with popular wallets or payment platforms to make everyday use easier for non-tech users?
Yes, yes, and more yes. So stay tuned at freedomdollar.com for those details. We're listing all the exchanges. We are listing all the wallets, and soon we'll be listing all the payment processors as well. And then also we heard from Corbin at bitcoin.com earlier that their map product that's in the wallet will also be listing FUSD, so you can figure out all the real world places you can spend your FUSD. So I think we'll be making real inroads real quickly against traditional non-private stable coins. So if you don't want your fingers cut off, start using FUSD today, as we heard from the CEO of bitcoin.com.
It's a good
Typing is
slogan.
very hard with only 9 fingers, guys. I just assume I still got all 10.
It's a powerful incentive.
Cool, guys. All right. Well, it was a pleasure. Thanks everyone for being here. It was another great episode, in my opinion. And Freedom Dollar, special thanks to you guys for coming on the show and explaining a little bit more about Freedom Dollar. I think people really appreciated and enjoyed that. So thank you for that. And yeah, see you guys on the next episode.
Thanks, everyone. See you next time. Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Bye bye.
Bye, guys.
See you guys.
Take care. Bye.